And first thing you want to do is get to the library homepage. And you can do that, using the little book thing in the portal, or using, of course, the link in Blackboard, or going to enu.edu and clicking on the library link, which is right here. Now, I want to warn you that next month, probably more like November, the university is launching a whole new website. So everything's going to look different. This is the way the library homepage looks right now. Ain't going to be how it's going to look in the new website. But anyway, you'll be able to find things. They'll just be in different places. So just know that at some point, one day you'll click on here and it'll be different looking. So just look around for the links. All right. Now, first thing on the handout is my contact information. Please feel free to email me at any time. Emailing is actually a lot better if you have a question or a problem. I can tell you that for 2 hours now I've had someone call me 7 times, and I was either not in my office or I was on the phone helping somebody or whatever. So email, boom, I can get you right away. I can get you from any computer, even from home. I do help students from home, nights, weekends, holidays, whatever. So,
She really does. 2 o'clock in the morning.
I did. I helped somebody.
Yeah.
I helped
I
somebody
don't,
deliver it.
by the way, but she will.
Okay. We're going to ignore this. This is the library's catalog, but we're going to ignore it right now because what's most important for graduate level research is journal articles. That's where you're going to spend most of your time. So we are going to go directly to some databases that are going to be good for topics in HPE. Now, right now, it says periodical databases. However, I know for a fact that when the new website launches, it's just going to have the word databases. So, okay, so it'll be on there somewhere, but we're dropping the periodical because nobody uses that language anymore, hardly. So we're lucky if we can get you to say journal. So anyway, the first one I'm going to show you is the ScienceDirect database. And what you're going to do there is go to this alphabetical list. The databases over here on the left, these are sort of general purpose, multidisciplinary databases. We use them for almost any kind of topic. If you want a specific, subject-specific one, you have to go over to the alphabetical list. So we're going to go to ScienceDirect. Starts with an S, which is in between the R and the V. So we're going to click that link, and then we'll click the ScienceDirect link. Now, if you're off campus, before you get to this screen, you will get a remote authentication screen. Ask you to put your student ID number in. You just pop that in, and then it'll take you right to the same page as you have on here. Okay. Now, the reason we're using this one is because it's really good for medical, neurological, physiological, injuries, all sorts of stuff in that category, which a lot of you all do research on those kinds of topics. So it's one of the first places I go for those kinds of research questions. So we're going to do brain injury, brain injuries and sports. It's in the news all the time. Okay, then hit the enter key. And then you can select by year if you want. If you want to limit to a certain amount of years, you just go ahead and click those boxes. Let's go ahead and go down to at least 2005. And then you want to go down here and click the journal box. Then do apply filters. All of this is actually on your handout, but that's okay. It is now going to limit us to articles for those 10 years. We're down to 6,546 on this particular topic. And these are all scholarly and peer-reviewed journal articles already. You don't have to tell it that. They already are that. Okay? Now, over here on the right, the little green squares and the little orange squares are going to give you full text articles. The gray ones will not. However, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to request stuff that we don't have full text online after I get done showing you the databases, okay? So you're going to scroll through here, and if you see an article that sounds good, then it's got a green or an orange little box here, then you just click the PDF link and wait for it to load. And then you want to read the abstract. This is a really long one, but usually they're only about one big paragraph. But anyway, this will tell you exactly what the article's about. So you will know whether or not you want to bother reading the other 15 pages, because it's a 16-page article, okay? And then if you decide that this looks like it might be good, then I realize this is horse, and you're not probably going to do anything with horses, but, you know, for the purposes of showing you this. If you decide you want the article, then you go up here and click print, or you can download it to your computer, phone, tablet, or a USB drive, okay? So, very simple. It's very easy to use this database. The hard part sometimes is coming up with a good search expression that will get you what you want. Now, when you see one of those gray boxes, you see it says purchase PDF, do not purchase anything, okay? You're going to request it for free through interlibrary loan, so don't do that. What you want to do, though, is either click, well, usually it says abstract, in this case it says first page, but click the abstract like this, or the first page, whatever, so that you can get an idea of what the article's about, and then again, read your abstract or your key points kind of thing, and so you can decide whether or not you want to bother requesting it through the library loan, okay? And if you do, then what you'll do is you can either log into your interlibrary loan account and copy and paste the citation, or you can copy and paste it into, you know, a piece of paper and then request it when you're all done. So it's up to you. But anyway, this is, again, very good for medical, neurological, physiological, injuries, all that kind of stuff. Database, okay? Not hard at all. You're going to like it. Lots of good stuff here. Any questions on this one? Okay. All right. The next one I'm going to show you is called Academic Search Complete. It's one of those general purpose ones, so it's over here on the left. And it does have material from all different kinds of subjects in it, but it also can be good for some of your HPE topics. So we're going to click there. And we actually have we get about 20 different databases from this vendor. The vendor's name is EBSCOhost, and we can actually search more than one of them at once. And we're going to do 2, because there's one other one besides this one that might be applicable for your topics. It's a psychology database. So if you do something having to do with psychological, sports psychology, or, you know, just motivation, that kind of stuff, you might want to use the psychology database too. So, in order to use more than one at a time, you would go up here to choose databases. Now, Academic Search Complete is already highlighted, so you would want to go down and then also highlight the PsycInfo one, okay? So that way it'll know. Oh, you're just doing your hair. I thought you had a question. Oh. That way you'll know that it'll know that you want to search both. Then say OK, and then put your search term in, and you'll be searching both. So, and it turns out I am going to do something with motivation because of the psychology part. Okay, now this database, you have to tell it if you want peer-reviewed articles. And since you're in graduate school, chances are in most cases you are going to have to use peer-reviewed scholarly journals, so you will go down here and check that little box, because it doesn't do it for you like the other database did. And then if you want to limit by date, you can go ahead and put in your years here, you know, your 2000, 2015, whatever, you know, it's up to you. And then come back up and hit the search button. And it found a lot, so you probably would want to limit. And then if you think, you decide now that you want to limit, you can drag this little bar over here up to, whoops. Okay, it's jumping. My mouse pad is filthy, and that's why it's hard for me to move my mouse. So, okay, so now we're down to the last 14 years, but we still have a lot, but that's okay. It's better to have a lot than not enough, and you certainly don't have to look at them all. So we're going to scroll through here. Ignore this plum thing. It's just social media stuff. It's got nothing to do with,
I was gonna say,
real
that's
research.
new. I don't remember
No, it's
seeing that.
new. You know, everything is social media now, and you just want to scream sometimes. So just ignore that unless you want to comment on the article for research purposes. What you want to look for here are PDF, HTML, and this link full text to get your full text. Now, Academic Search Premier is actually very high in full text articles, about 95%, but PsycInfo is just the opposite. It's only got about 10%. So that's why it's coming up first. The articles from it are coming up first, which is why you're not seeing very much full text. But in any case, on the link full text, just click it. And also if this were a PDF or an HTML file, and then you want to make sure you click the PDF link, okay? Because the HTML files don't have any page numbers, and Dr. Wall will take off voice. If you cite an article and it doesn't have any page numbers, even though she knows that sometimes you have to use HTML. She'll still do it. I will. So, here's your article, and again, if you like it, then here's your print, here's your download. What I always advise is to, on your desktop, or your phone top, whatever, is create a folder. You know, just put, you know, whatever, 502 research or something on it, and then start downloading these articles right to your desktop. And that way you'll have them. You don't have to worry about printing them, and you don't have to worry about going in later and, oh, I can't find the, you know, I'm missing such and such page or whatever. Just go ahead and open a folder and create a folder on your desktop and load it in there, and that way you'll have them all. And if you decide later that you don't need one of them, then, you know, you just get rid of it, okay? So that's the smartest thing to do. That way you have all your citations too. Okay, now, let's get back to this. Now, okay, we're getting all of the PsycInfo ones, which don't have a lot of full text. I wanted to show you, okay, here's a normal one. Here is just your normal PDF, and again, it's, there you go. There's your article and your print and download options. Now, with this vendor, there's an additional little nice feature that you only get with this particular vendor. If you go over here to Detailed Record and click on that, that will open up this toolbar over here on the right. And it will give you the citation for the article in case you just don't have time to type it yourself. Now, you go down here to the APA, and there it is. You can just copy and paste that right into your paper. However, there is a caveat. This one is correct, but some APA citations are not correct. Some of the people that this vendor had enter these citations in here in APA style clearly did not know APA style. The article title, nothing should be capitalized except for the first word and proper nouns. So this one is correct, and this is correct because this is after a colon. So it's okay if it's capitalized. But in some cases, you'll see every single word in the article title capitalized, okay, and that's not right. So remember to tweak that. If you run across one, go ahead and copy and paste it into your paper and just go back and change uncapitalize anything that shouldn't be because she'll take off points. As will everyone else in the department. So, but anyway, it is a nice little feature. Again, you can start a works cited page or whatever you want to call it, bibliography, references, and just drop those things right into you know, Word document, stick that in your little folder, and that way you'll have it. So you don't have to
Now
type it
that
all
is a good
yourself.
idea, right? Because you can take that reference, stick it into just any old document or spreadsheet, especially if it has a DOI, it will make it easier for you to find that article again if you want it, all right?
But if you already have it on your desktop, it'll
Yes.
be a free one.
That would be my
Both of
preference.
those things
is save
will save you a lot of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
High quality.
Otherwise, you don't have to type it all. But,
They're laughing at me.
You know you don't like it.
Now, there's one kind of link on here. Ah, here's one. Link source. This, about half the time you'll actually get the article, about half the time you won't. Go ahead and click it because you don't know which half of you're going to be on. But just know that a lot of the time you won't get the article. Okay, this is one of those cases where you aren't going to get the article. It looks like you're going to get it, and here's full text PDF, but when you click that, it's going to ask you to pay money or to sign in, and there is no login, okay? There is no username and password, so what this means is that we do not have full text access to this article. However, if it sounds really good, and here's your abstract, you can request it through interlibrary loan and we'll get it for you, okay? So don't despair, even if it's not full text, we can normally get most everything for you. Okay, so just know that link source links maybe work, maybe don't. But linked text and the PDFs and HTMLs always work, always give you the full text, so. Okay, any questions on these two databases? They're exactly the same, except for content. You use them exactly the same way because they're the same vendor. The only difference is one specializes in psychology and has very little full text, and the other one is a multidisciplinary and has a lot of full text. So, but again, if you have a psychological type topic, you'll want to use the PsycInfo. You'll just have to do a lot more interlibrary look, which only really takes up a couple minutes. So, okay, any questions on these? All right. Okay, the next one I want to show you is called the Physical Education Index. And this is actually a really excellent database, but it has like 1 or 2% full text in it. But don't not use it because it doesn't have full text in it, okay? It starts with a P, and it's just about PE, so that's why it's not over here. You have to go over here to the P-Q, and then there it is. And this is really an excellent database. It just doesn't have, oh boy. Okay, let me see. What's this? What is this? Oh, okay.
Did they change it on you?
Yes, they changed the screen. Okay, I'm going to report to the web person that this is not the right screen, but until it gets changed, or in case you run into it again, go up here to databases and then pick. Okay, that's not what we want either. What we want is, you know what, let's try. It's not right either. I'm just thinking we got, let's go down here and see if we can find it under education.
There it is.
Okay, let's try and see if that link might be different. Nope, it's not. Oh, darn. Okay, well, I will report this as soon as I get out of here, and hopefully it'll be fixed by tomorrow, but it may not be. It covers every single possible aspect of physical education, really good. Like I was going to demonstrate a bunch of stuff about coaching and things like that for you. However, they're just very, very minimal full text. So you'll just have to, you know, look at a lot of abstracts and and do interlibrary loan to get the full text articles, but it is a really good one. And I'm so sorry it's not working. I did check all this stuff in August, but things can change any day. One day you're on here and it does this, the next day it does that, or it looks like this, and that is the wonders of delights of technology and vendors doing things without telling us. So I'm sorry about that, but if you need help with that, you just let me know when it is up and working. This is, by the way, where you would go if you wanted to read the Wall Street Journal. So, okay. Oh, we have a legal newsletter, and it's called Sports Litigation Alert, and it's just legal, so you go here to the R-feed, and here it is right here. And this has all kinds of information in it about legal issues having to do with sports. To search the whole archive, go up here to SLA archive, and then you put your search in. I'm just going to do discrimination. I know there's some stuff in there on that. And then here are your results. And again, these technically are not journal articles. However, you are allowed to use them because these people are attorneys, sports attorneys, and you are allowed to use them in your papers, even though they're not technically journal articles. Okay, here's one here. That's why they call it a newsletter, but it is legitimate information, and you know, you can use it for your sports law class.
Just remember, if you're using information from this database, that you need to find a different reference and citation form in your APA manual because it's not a journal, right? It's an
Yes, you would need
online.
an electronic resource.
Yep.
Look up the APA electronic resource, not a journal or database example. So, and I just, you know, a lot of you probably won't use it, but it's actually kind of interesting. Even if you don't use it for research, you might want to get on there and look at, you know, what's going on, you know.
Yeah,
like look at our issue here at Eastern, you know.
It's got some really cool information for your sports.
Our NCAA
admin
stuff, you
classes.
know. There's always something going on in the sports world with legal ramifications. So it's a nice thing to, you know, just get on there once in a while, look, see what's going on. Okay. Okay, another one I'm going to show you that is legal related. It's called Westlaw Campus, and this is an actual database. It starts with a W, and this is used by attorneys, law school students. If you get one of these Silverlight things, just click on it, and it only takes a second to load. Okay, you want to go up here and click on the Law tab. And then if you know your parties' names, you can put them in the boxes here, like blah blah versus blah blah. If you know your parties' names, let's see, I had it picked out. I was looking for one that had something to do with PE. Okay, and then click the Go button. That's if you're sure you know and you know how you spell it and everything else. Okay, here we go. There's your court case. Click the link. And then you want to go over here to Case Outline, click that, and then click Opinion. And it's going to bring up the whole case and opinion for you to use if you get in your sports law class, or for, you know, there might be other reasons you might be writing a paper that you want to bring in a court case that has, you know, nothing to do with your law class, your sports law class. But anyway, good stuff. You can print, email, or download the court case to your device. Very easy to use.
So for example, I could type in like the case with Tom Brady versus the NFL or the commissioner.
Do you know the exact other party? No, we know that Brady is probably the first word, but you'd have to know the exact.
The commissioner's name?
I'm not sure, that's what I was asking. We could type that in if we knew the exact title, but it's really picky. If you don't give it exactly what the title is, it'll say it's not in there, okay?
Okay.
Also, another important point to mention here is that some court cases are so famous, like that one will become, and you think, well, of course it's in here. But in some cases, they're not in here, and that's because they didn't actually go all the way through the court process.
Right.
They did not get adjudicated. The parties came in, the lawyers came in, the judges up there, he's, got the gavel, the whole thing, and then they settle, or it falls apart, and it doesn't actually get ruled upon. In that case, it won't be in here, even though we've all heard of it 100 times. Surely it's a real court case, and it is a real court case, but if it doesn't get completed, it won't be in here.
Okay.
So then what you want to do is, if you want to know why it's not in here, and you know for sure you spelled everything right, and then you have the complete party name, you can get on Google and put it in, and it'll tell you why. It'll give you the reason why it's not in either Westlaw or LexisNexis. And it's usually just something that it got settled, or out of court, or there was an issue with one of the parties, or just something, but just know, so
Okay.
in case you run across that while it's not in here, check on Google to make sure that it actually went through the process. Okay, now suppose you don't have party names, but you have an area of interest, and let's do NCAA and grades, because that's always a big deal. You could go down here and restrict it to a certain date if you want, although in this case it's probably, we don't have to, but you can if you want. And then you want to go down here and you have to pick one of these categories. You do not want encyclopedias, however, you might want to look at journal articles and law reviews if you want, then you would check that box. You could even pick a certain state if you wanted. One of the ones where they have lots of issues with their campuses. You could do one of these federal, state, or Supreme Court cases. Let's do all of these federal, state, and Supreme Court, just to get them all. Or you could just do a state. Again, if you know of one where there's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, like, isn't it Alabama that has a lot of problems? So you got to pick one of these areas. Or you could do statutes and regulations. There's all sorts of things you can look for in here. And then you go up and hit the search button. And it's going to found 119 possibilities of court cases that have to do with the NCAA and people's grades. So then you just scroll through here and look for something that looks good, and you'll do the same thing. Go to the case outline and the opinion. And there she is. So, any questions on this one? Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you another medical one, another one that's good for medical, physiological injuries, all that sort of thing. And it's actually one that is produced by the National Institutes of Health, meaning that it's not on our page here because we don't buy it. All you have to do is get on Google and just put in PubMed. And there it is. It'll come right up for you. Now there's PubMed and there's PubMed Central. PubMed is the latest information as in published yesterday. However, it doesn't have, it's not 100% full text. PubMed Central is a little bit older material, however, it will be 100% full text. So there are PubMed Central links in the PubMed thing here, or you can go to PubMed and just have the word Central on Google, and it'll take you to the PMC instead of just the PubMed, okay? So I'm going to do, and they look exactly the same, and you use them exactly the same way. It's just one is more current and has less full text. These are all scholarly, peer-reviewed, written by MDs and people with lots of letters after their names. Go. Okay. Now, for PubMed, you want to go over here and go to free full text. You want to get those free full text ones first. Okay. Click that link, and then you can go back if there's not very many. You can go back and look at some of the other ones that, and you know, for the citations if you want. So it found 144, which is not bad. So then what you'll do is click on either the free PMC article link, which is the PubMed Central one, and then you have to go over here and click the other link to get the actual full text of the article. And here it is. And unfortunately, I don't see a PDF link anywhere. Oh wait, over here. Again, this is HTML right here. Always look for the PDF link so you can get your page numbers. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, there's your article. And again, medical, physiological, neurological, same stuff that you look for in Science Direct. Now, there are also just plain old free article links, and that means those aren't in PubMed Central, but you should still be able to get the free full text, because that's what it says.
I'm not sure I can even say that word.
And, excuse me?
So I'm not sure I can even say that word.
Oh, sonoelastography. First time I've ever seen it. Here's your PDF over here, okay? For your, it's your PDF file for this article, okay? So, again, if you see something in here that's not, after you go through the free full text ones, you know, you can uncheck that, and you can go back and, you know, just scroll through, and if something looks really good, then even though it's not free, you can, again, read the abstract and decide whether or not you want to, you have to have it, and if you do, see they have a really nice abstracts in here, which you'll appreciate. Now you may see something up here. These aren't going to be free though, so only the ones where it says free or free PMC will give you, this will give you screens that ask you to pay money. So anyway, so, okay, any questions on PubMed? PubMed Central, again, they look exactly the same.
PubMed is a great database.
It is. Really,
it's brilliant, especially if you're doing physiology.
Totally peer-reviewed, yeah, or any kind of, yeah, physiological kind of thing, which a lot of you guys do, so. Okay, now, that's pretty much it for the databases. That's where you'll be spending most of your time, and I want to show you how to use the library's catalog in case you do want to look at some books, and that's the search box here on the front page. Now, this is actually an all-in-one catalog, which means it does have journal articles in it, in addition to books and things, but if you use the catalog for articles, you will find some, but you won't find anywhere near the amount that you would find if you use those specific databases that I've given you, okay? And in some cases, you won't find any. There won't be any PubMed in there. There won't be any Westlaw in there. No, actually there won't be anything in there except for some academic search complete links. So see, you're already limiting yourself to 1/10 of what you could get. And I know it's like, oh yeah, look at all those databases, but it's really not that bad. You just get on there, click, 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 you know, just know what it is you're looking for. Ask for help if you're not sure what a good search expression is. And it's really not that hard to go through the independent databases. But, so I do use this if I want books, music, movies, documents, maps, anything but a journal. Okay, let's just go ahead and put in physical education so you can see what we have. giving you everything. However, you want to go over here to print books, if you just want to look at those. And say you're interested in this book, you click the link, and then it will tell you that we actually have 2 copies of this book, and that they're actually both available. If you want it to say available here, that means it'll be upstairs on the shelf. If it doesn't say available, it won't be up there. It'll either be checked out, or lost, or damaged, or whatever. So, and then you would take the, write down or punch into your phone the call number, and go upstairs and get your book, and then take it to the circulation desk and check it out, okay? And for graduate students, you get 8 weeks to check the book out, and then you can renew again if you want. You can renew it for another 8 weeks if you want. Now, we also have a lot of ebooks that you can read right on your phone or laptop. Click that and unclick the print ones. And again, you'll just go through here and see what might look interesting. Click on this one. And then what you'll look for is a view ebook link. There may be 1 here, there may be 6 or 7 here. It just depends on how many vendors have it that we subscribe to. So you'll click one of the links. And it just kind of depends on the vendor how it looks. Either the table of contents will be over here on the left, or it will be down here underneath the citation. And then you just, these are the chapters. You can click on here and get the whole chapter if you want. It will let you print, copy and paste up to about anywhere, depending on the vendor, between 10 and 20% of the book. Now, if you need a chapter, and let's say the cutoff is 25 pages, and it will tell you you cannot print or copy and paste any more than this today. Well, it won't say today, but then suppose you need 3 more pages of that chapter, then what you want to do is just get out, wait 24 hours, and then get back in, and you can get the other 3 pages that you need. Okay, so. Well, I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. If you need the whole chapter and it exceeds the amount they want to give you, I'll let you have, you know, print or copy and paste, then you have to figure out how to outlet it sometimes, and, you know, unofficially. So, you can do it like chapter by chapter like that, or you can download the whole darn thing if you want as a PDF, but again, it's not going to let you download all that to your device. It'll only let you do whatever the percentage is for that, for this particular vendor. But, these could be very nice. Suppose if you're, you know, waiting in line, you're waiting in between classes, and you have a device, you just get on here and, you know, read the book. You don't have to worry about returning it or anything. So it can be very nice to use, particularly for research purposes. And what you can do too is you can go to the index in the back of the book and look for your research expression and see if it's in there. And if it is, if there are X amount of pages in here on whatever your topic is, then you just go right to those pages. You don't even have to leaf through the entire book.
Is there a limit to the number of times? So if you don't download it, if you just read it,
you can read it.
You click on the link and you just read it there. You don't download it or print it.
The only limit is if you want to copy and paste some stuff, you know, or you want to print out or try to download, yeah, like a whole chapter or something that's beyond their express limits. And again, they're all different, so it'll tell you if you have exceeded that limit, and however, it doesn't know who you are. So if you wait and go back in another day, it won't know that, you know, it was you that were here the other day. So anyway, but yeah, like see, here's the index. It's always the last page, last few pages, and then you can look for your search expression, and then just go. These are the pages. It's like here, it's on 3 different pages cover that information, and you can go right to those pages. and you don't even have to go through the whole book. So, okay, so. And we get more and more ebooks every semester. Oh, well, that's okay. It's only a couple clicks. We get more and more every semester, so there'll be more in there every time. Now, I'm going to show you about the journals just because I know that some of you will stubbornly use it for journal articles anyway, but do not email me and say, I can't find anything, because the first thing I'm going to do is say, are you in the catalog looking for articles, or are you in the databases that I'm recommending that you use? So, with our title here, we can decide that maybe we want to look at some articles. Now, over here, the only full text articles are the ones here under downloadable. So you see out of 127,000, only 4,000 of them are full text. And that may sound like a lot, and that is a lot, but then we have a very broad, giant topic up here. When you get down to narrowing your topic down to just exactly what you're looking for, you're not going to get anywhere near that. But in any case, I know some of you will do it anyway, and that's why I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you. So anyway, here are full text articles, and click the title link, and then click the view full text. And there is, oh, okay, now this comes up sometimes. It must be a fairly new article. I didn't notice the date. Oh, it's 2014. Sometimes the articles are too new to show up. So let's try some. That's a different vendor. Nope. Okay. It's actually not in here, even though it says it should be. So that's another one of the cases where it usually happens with really current ones. This is over a year old, but in any case, when it works, so here's the article, wait for it to download, and then open it. But again, if you use this, you'll be unhappy because as a graduate student, it's okay for freshmen and sophomores to use the catalog because they usually only need to get a couple articles, and they usually don't have to be peer reviewed, and But for graduate students, go ahead if you want, but you're not going to get enough stuff. You'll have to repeat your search in the various databases anyway. But now, if you, not that you'll have time, but you can also look for movies and music here if you want. In the catalog, it's every single thing that we own or subscribe to in the case of the ebooks. So that is how you use the catalog. All right, now suppose you find a bunch of citations in a certain journal, and it's like, that journal is, I'm finding all kinds of really good stuff in that journal. What you can do is go to search A to Z journals, click here, and just put that title in, that journal title in, okay? If we have the journal, voila, we do. Of course, I didn't pick one that we had. You'll go down here and where is our full text link? Yes, okay. You'll look for where is it full text. In this case, since it has to do with management, it's in a business database, which is fine. So click that link, and then this will give you, let's see here, okay, let's try We just changed A to Z vendors, so. Okay, and then, well, actually, that was a waste of time to do that, because you could have gone right here anyway, but you wouldn't have known. Anyway, what you would need to do is put in your, we'll just put it in sports management. And then, oops. And then you can limit, well, it doesn't want to give me that T. Limit it to your journal on the second line. Well, you need to change this though to SO publication name. This is unfortunately not on your handout because when I prepared this, we were using the other A to Z product, and it automatically did this for you. So, and then you would hit search, and it found 1,323 articles from that journal, and then you would just look for the full text links. Okay, so it just takes an extra step than what I have on here. So, okay, and again, that's if you just want to search that journal. Because you had good luck with it in the past, or in some cases, in some classes, you are limited to certain journals. I don't know that you don't do that, do you, or do you? Do you guys do that? Because like nursing, they do. They're only allowed to use about 20 different journals.
I don't in 502 as long as it's peer review,
yeah.
But some of the others might in their content classes.
Yeah, so you might find this feature to come in handy. It just takes a little extra step here, so to get it because it was easier with the other vendor, but that's the way it goes. Okay, now let me show you Interlibrary Loan, because you, as a graduate student, will probably need to use it. It's right here, the second link for now, and I'm not sure where it'll be on the new website, but there'll be a link somewhere that says Interlibrary Loan. And then you will go over here to log in, register with Iliad. Iliad is our software that lets you automatically get on 24/7, 365 and request stuff. If you don't have an account, you will be a first-time user. Click here, fill out the form. We need your E&U email address. Don't put in any other ones or you won't get your articles. And this is where all your articles, you'll get them all through your Eastern email account, okay? And then down here, you need to give us, just make up an Iliad username, something you're already using maybe, so you don't have to remember a new one. And your Iliad password is your student ID number. You put that in twice, click submit, and it will instantly create an account for you. I'll go ahead and log into mine so you can see what it looks like. And then anytime you need to request something, you just log in. Well, you know what? There. I guess the cap thingy isn't turned on. Okay, and this is what your screen looks like. If you need an article that's not full text online, go over here to click the article link, and then get out your citation, and you want to just give us that information here. We need the journal title, volume issue, date, pages, author, article title. And then click submit request. We will get your request and we will find a library that has your article. Hopefully, we have a pretty good, about 90% success rate in getting your articles filled. The only bad thing is if it is an article from a non-US publisher. Sometimes we can't get those, like we can't get anything from Asian countries. Those libraries don't lend. So if it's the Japanese Journal of such and such, or the Journal of Chinese, blah, 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 we're not going to be able to get those articles for you, okay? Also, Scandinavian countries, just forget Norway, Denmark, Sweden, they don't lend. We have a Scandinavian faculty member in the music department, and it's just an ongoing, she orders all the stuff from Norway and Denmark.
I've ordered a couple from the Scandinavian Exercise Science Journal, and those never come.
Yeah, they just don't lend. But if it's US or UK, we can generally get it for you, okay?
Australia's never a
Yeah, that's
problem.
UK, yeah, Canadian, anything that UK is usually not a problem. It's just your Asian and your European and Scandinavians, which sometimes we can get. Like I was able to get an article, a French article today for somebody that was in French for whatever. I got it somewhere. Anyway, I was able to get it. But anyway, just know that if we can't get it for you, we will send you an email telling you why we can't get it for you, okay? But anyway, once we get the article for you, then we send you an email, and that's through your Eastern email, and that's where it is, okay? Now, if you need a book or anything besides an article, use the book form. And then again, just give us the information and click submit. The books, articles you can get in 1 or 2 days, unless you order on Friday night. Because the library is open 7 days a week, but interlibrary loans only open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. So if you order at midnight on Friday, we're not going to look at it until Monday, but otherwise, just takes a couple days to get an article. Books can take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, depending on where we have to get it from. If we can get it here regionally, like from UNM or Texas Tech, it only takes about a week to get here. If we have to get it from somebody on the East Coast, then it may take as long as 2 weeks to get here. So just factor that in. You want to start your research early anyway, because you're adults and graduate students. So you want to start early, in case you do need interlibrary loan. And what happens with the books are you will get an email and telling you that it's at the circulation desk, and you just go up there and tell them you have an interlibrary loan book, and they will check it out.
So if they only want one chapter in a book, though, that can be quicker than getting the book, because they'll scan it in.
It really
and you
depends
just
on the
get
other
the
library. It depends on how long the chapter is, how many people they have, how busy they are.
Okay.
What we kind of do with that is, I only have one student and a half-time person, and I have 5 other departments besides IOL. If it's over 35 pages, I don't scan it.
Right.
It takes too long. But other academic libraries may have, 20 students and, not a problem. So you could go ahead and put that information in there that, here's the book, but I really only need pages 62 to 81, and then we will submit it, and they'll either send the book or they'll scan it and send it as a PDF file. It's really up to them. Again, it just really depends on how busy they are and how much help they have. So it's, yeah, you just never know. But go ahead and put that in if you want, because sometimes they will do that just to save the cost of mailing. It's a very expensive service. We don't charge you, we don't limit you, but only order what you need. If you need it, order it, absolutely, but just order what you need. Okay?
Yeah, we mentioned
That's
that last week.
we do have to pay.
Please do not abuse interlibrary loan. All right, be really sure. It's not that you are definitely going to use it, but you definitely need to read it. Don't just order stuff willy-nilly just so that you can take your time looking at it. All right, make sure that you're definite that this is something you want to check out.
Well, and that's the whole point of reading the abstracts when you're online. If you can't get the full text article, read the abstract to make sure that you do really want it, or that it does look like it's really going to fit in with your research. And again, it's just because it is, we may have to pay $35 to bring an article or a book in for you, and we don't mind doing that at all if you really need it. Anyway, so that's what you'll do is get in there, create your ILLiad account, so you'll be ready to go, and then there, use the databases for your articles. If you need something that's not full text online, just request it. And if you need books that we don't have upstairs in the catalog, you can request those. And ask for help anytime. If you have a question or a problem, I'm more than happy to help. We also have librarians at the reference desk at all hours that the library is open. So, any questions on library stuff in general? Okay.
Michelle is a brilliant resource. If you are stuck, if you cannot think of a search term for the information that you're looking for, you're typing things in and you're not getting what you want, right? Michelle's great at that, way better than me. I'll give it a go, but I struggle with picking good search terms, all right?
Let me add one other quick thing to that, and I'm mentioning it because, I can't remember his name now, but it's one of your graduate students. Sometimes you have read something that looks really good and you decide you want to do research on that, but it's so narrow, it's so specific that we just can't find a lot of stuff on it. So I've had this individual, and I can't remember his name right now, but it doesn't matter anyway, but he has emailed me with, I can't find anything on this search expression, and it's really long and it's really specific. And I can't find anything hardly on it either, maybe one or two things. So you need to be willing to broaden your research, because what I've told him is now, I can't find you anything on this, however, if you broaden it to this group of people or this level of such and such, I can get you plenty. And you're still going to be able to be researching basically what you want, just not quite in the level of specificity you might have started out with. But that is, I mean, there are just limits to, even if you go to a research level institution, you know, there are limits on how much stuff you can find when things are become very, very, very specific. So just keep that in mind, that there are ways to broaden your search that will get you lots more stuff, but you'll still be able to keep the essential part of, you know, of the research. So, and I will tell you that if I can't find anything, and I am really good at finding stuff. So, but if I can't find it, then there's probably not much out there. Because I'll go through 20 or 30 sources. I'll spend 3 hours. But if I can't find anything, then I know that there just hasn't been anything done on that particular topic at the level of specificity that you're asking about. So,
and there should always be a danger warning sign on this lecture, because research databases are addictive. All right, you sit down and you think, oh, I'll just type in one word, and then like,
no, you don't ever want to just type in one word.
You know, I mean, you get millions of hits, and then you start looking, you're like, oh, that's really cool, and you click on that, and it'll lead to. And you, 3 hours later, you're still sitting at the computer. I promise you, it's addictive. I could do it all day.
Yes, it is. I agree with you. You have to stay on topic, stay on message.
Yeah, yeah, and that can be hard. I mean, you get sidetracked because you find all this stuff you had no idea was out there, and it's so interesting. You're like, oh my god, I'm just gonna, and you just added 2 hours to your.
Well, see, there's another reason to create another folder on your desktop for things I want to read later when I'm done with my paper, and stick them in there.
Like that big crate in the office that you never get to, but it's still very interesting stuff. So yeah, just be warned. Give yourself plenty of time, because you'll be amazed at what you will unearth once you start looking at things that interest you. So.
Okay, no questions then. I got nothing else for you.
Good. All right, next week we will meet in the library over by the computer bank there. And if you haven't started already, we will start, but it's just going to be time for us to sit. You guys start hunting for articles or asking questions about your purpose stuff. I will do my best to make sure I can get a Collaborate classroom set up for the distance students. I might have to bring my laptop. I'll need to check with IT on that. And we can just play for a bit next week in the databases, give you some opportunity to ask questions while I'm there. Okay. All right.